Rick Santorum's comments about Satan have been surfacing just hours before the big debate. What do you know? Do you think it's going to make its way onto the debate stage?
Oh, I believe perhaps it will, even though it's old, right? 2008.
2008, he's defending, though. He's defending it, saying, I said it, though he is going to have to face more questions about it. The fallout could show in a difference in the polls, maybe, as the polls continue. So what does it mean? And is there a bigger meaning to it anyway? CNN.com's contributor Ruben Navarrette joins us to weigh in on this, as well as former spokesman and House Republican Conference Gretchen Hamel is joining us live, and CNN political editor Paul Steinhauser. Paul, I want to start with you because you're the man in the know when it comes to the numbers, and we're looking at these statistics out of Arizona, these latest polls, which show that these guys are in a statistical dead heat. Yes, Romney's ahead by 4 points, but that's in the margin. I'm wondering if you think those polls might change with some of this language that's coming out from 2008 about Satan and attacking America.
Yeah, but, you know, it may actually change in Santorum's favor because, remember, this is a Republican primary, and a lot of Republican voters comfortable with Santorum's talk about faith. It's something they're used to him saying. And as you mentioned, he told our Jim Acosta last night, I'm a person of faith. I believe in good and evil. And in his speech last night right here in Arizona, he says, I'll defend everything I say. So he's actually reemphasizing those comments. They may actually help him rather than hurt him in a Republican primary. In a general election, it could be a little different. And, yeah, Arizona, the polls are basically all dead even now. Our latest CNN Time ORC poll, that's a change from about a week or two ago. And remember, in Arizona, 29 delegates at stake, and it is winner take all.
So it's one thing to hear about the headline about, you know, Satan coming after America's institutions. It's another thing to read about a headline like that. And then it's a whole other kettle of fish to actually see it. And guess what? We were able to actually dig up that old soundbite, so we thought we'd play it for our viewers this morning. Have a look.
If you were Satan, who would you attack in this day and age? There is no one else to go after other than the United States. And that's been the case for now almost 200 years.
And there's nothing like seeing a radio interview, I'll add. But what is interesting is our Jim Acosta here at CNN, who is absolutely on it, was on the stump yesterday, was able to catch up with the former senator and ask him about it. And here was his response. Take a look.
I'm a person of faith. I believe in good and evil. I think if somehow or another, because you're a person of faith and you believe in good and evil, is a disqualifier for president, we're going to have a very small pool of candidates who can run for president.
Okay, so Gretchen Hamel, I want you to weigh in on one thing to talk extreme conservative values when you're on the stump and you're trying to get the nomination. And it's quite another when you have to face voters down the way who are a lot more, let's say, independent. Is this working out well now, or is even this a little too strident for conservatives who like fiscal conservatism but maybe aren't that socially conservative?
You know, this may be working well for him now, and we will really see if it is tonight during the debate, especially since it's Ash Wednesday. I mean, it's kind of a holy day for a lot of folks out there. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays in the debate tonight. It may work for him in the primary. In the general, you just don't know. Independents, they don't like to get religion involved in politics. And let's be honest, the issues that are on Americans' minds right now are not religious or social issues. They are the issues of the economy, of jobs, of government spending, and how we're going to get this economy back on a track where it is an upward mobility, to where people have more economic opportunity, and to where we know that our taxes aren't going to go up and that we are not going to go the way of Greece.
Ruben Navarrette, is this too much, or is this exactly what conservative voters are looking for, whether they're way up high in Michigan or way down low in Arizona?
Ashley, I think the latter. I think it's exactly what they're looking for, and not so much because they agree with Rick Santorum on these issues, or anybody's going to go to the polls to cast a vote against Satan or in favor of contraception, but rather because it goes to this idea that he's a guy of conviction. He's somebody who actually stands by what he said. Contrast that with Mitt Romney, who has the exact opposite problem according to the polls, and it does sort of play well for Santorum. Also, I'm a pundit. I'm a columnist. It's my job to tell people what to think. Anybody who's been paying attention to this election knows it's not working this time. Every time the media tells somebody that there's an issue, the voters go the other direction. If I tell them it's important, they say it isn't. If I say you should all fall behind Romney, they don't do it. And no matter how many elections you've covered, Ashley, this deal is a whole different thing. The 2012 election is just plain weird. and it doesn't play by the rules, and this is one example of that.
And you know what? It's a really good thing cable news isn't running for president. That's all I'm going to say as I end this with all three of you. Thanks very much, folks. Take care.